Hi guys, apologies for the delayed video. I'm sorry, I've been traveling from Asia to Europe and I'm kind of settled down here now for a while, so haven't been able to film, but I'm back and you're here and I'm good and you're good, so let's just do this. Say hi to my cat. Well, my mom's cat. So I was trying to think about what I could do for a video this week, and I was like, and a few nights ago actually, I had sleep paralysis again. Well, almost had it, but now that I've had it for so many years, I actually know how to get out of it, so I don't have it anymore. But I thought I would share with you guys my story and my experiences and just tell you some of the crazy stuff that I've been through with this crazy, crazy thing. Also, I'd like to apologize in advance if you hear any noise in the background. There's a cat, there's people going crazy outside, and also my mom is making a chocolate raw cake in the kitchen, which by the way sounds amazing. But I'm just saying, sorry for the noise, this place is just, there's just too much going on. You be quiet there, yeah? All right. Just shower time. So first I just want to tell you what sleep paralysis is in case you don't know what it is. So sleep paralysis is basically when you're asleep and then you wake up, but you don't actually wake up, but it feels like you're awake and it feels like the real world and you feel like you're in your room, but the only difference is that you're paralyzed, your whole body, and you can't move at all. The only thing you can move is your eyes. Creepy, right? I've been getting this since I was about 18. I'm 23 now, so that's a good few years, but I don't really get it much anymore. The only time I really get it is when I'm extremely tired. I'm talking like just so exhausted physically. Also, another thing that I have to add on to what sleep paralysis really is that when you are paralyzed, the things that you see are very, very creepy. It's scary stuff. It's not like unicorns and daisies and butterflies. It's demons, people in your room, men watching you from the end of your bed, you know, like creepy ass stuff. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. So the first time I got it, I was living on my own in London. I was going to college then, and I was doing my A-levels, and I was so shook when I first got it. I had no idea what on earth was going on. What happens to me usually is my ears start to sort of ring. I start to hear bells chiming, which is really random, but I don't know if this is like everyone or just me. My whole body just starts to like vibrate. You know when you get pins and needles in your foot and you have this like vibration in your leg? That's what it feels like, but in my whole body. And that sends the signal to my brain that it's about to happen, so I know and I'm aware. Now before, I had no idea. I didn't know this is what it was. I'd never experienced it, so there was no way for me to get out of it. Now I know how to get out of it, which I'll talk about in the end, how you can get out of it if you are experiencing this. Well, how I get out of it anyway. I don't know if everyone can get out of it the same way. I don't know. So I'll tell you about two experiences that I've had that were probably my worst ones. And the first experience I had was horrible, like bad. So I had just come back from college and I used to not sleep very well back in the day, just in general. Like I would go to bed at like 4 a.m. and then have school at 7 and then obviously be super tired. So every time I got home from college, I would take a nap, and I went into my dad's room to nap. I have no idea why. So I laid down on the bed on like my front. It was one of those where I was so tired that I just fell asleep like immediately. And you know, because I was so tired, shit happened. After a while, I wake up and I'm still laying on my front. I can't move. My body's paralyzed. I don't know what's going on because this is the first couple of times that I've had this. But I just look at the window. I can see the wind is blowing the curtain and I see this shadow go over the curtain. And I was like, whoa, what? My head was like laying sideways. So you know when you lay on your stomach and your head is like sideways and you're just like passed the hell out. I could see the door to my dad's room, which was on like this side of the room. That makes no sense, but I hope you can get it. All I can see, because my eyes can only see as much as like the bottom of the door frame, and I can see the door opening. Aliens? I can see the door opening, and I can see a man's feet walk into my room. And for some reason, I thought it was my dad, even though I knew my dad was not even in town. Like, why would it be my dad? And I couldn't move, so it was really, really creepy. I can no longer see anyone after a while, but I can feel the presence of someone behind me. Oh God, that feeling is just, oh my God, it's terrifying. And at the time I didn't know it wasn't real because I hadn't experienced this enough times for me to be like, oh, this is sleep paralysis. I was like, what on earth is going on? So I'm laying there and all of a sudden I can just feel the bed like sink down, like as if someone has climbed on top of me, and I could feel someone's breath on my neck. Oh boy, it's just like giving me goosebumps talking about it. The whole bed just sort of sunk in. And I was like, holy crap, someone is going to like raped me. I don't know. I didn't know what to think. Like, I was like, someone is going to attack me. Something is going on. Something's not right. What is this? It was super terrifying. And then all of a sudden, I just woke up from it. Like it was really weird. And it was just normal. The door was closed. The room was normal. I was just like, what on earth did I just experience? And I was absolutely terrified to sleep again. But obviously, I had to sleep because you have to sleep in life. I'm gonna tell you about my second experience as well. This one's more messed up. It's more physical, I guess. I was sleeping and obviously woke up, couldn't move. This time I was familiar with what was going on because I'd had it before, so I knew that something wasn't right. All I could do was move my eyes. I was just looking around the room, and all of a sudden, I could see this like deer head above me, like a dead deer head, which was very creepy and super weird. And then the room started spinning, and a force was pulling me like off of the bed, and it was really creepy because I don't know. And I was just like trying to hold down the sheets, but I couldn't because my hands weren't working. You know when you're really, really sick, you're so weak in your muscles and you're just like, ugh, and you can't like bend your hands and your fingers and everything. That's how it felt, but like 1,000 times worse, where I couldn't even like move anything. So I'm trying to like hold on to the sheets, and this force is like pulling me off of the bed and spinning me around, and I'm like screaming for help, but when I scream, nothing comes out of my mouth because that's what happens in dreams. You try and scream, nothing comes out your mouth. That was scary, and then I just kind of woke up out of that one too, but I was so scarred after I woke up out of that. I can't even talk, look, I'm so scared. I'm still like scarred mentally. I refused to sleep, and I had school the next day, and I was like, I can't sleep, I'm not sleeping. But I had like another 5 hours until my class, so it's like I couldn't just go to class. And then eventually I must have fallen asleep, and I obviously missed my class, and then I had to like go in and I had to explain to all my teachers, I had to tell them all about my problems because I missed so many classes because I was so tired. I had no energy to even go to class or listen to what they were saying. I was scared, and I was like emotionally scarred. So I was like, oh. But yeah, that's pretty much my two worst ones. I've had other little ones, like seeing someone standing at the end of my bed and then seeing like faces up close to me. I learned that you just need to keep your eyes closed. If you are gonna go through it, you will hear some horrible sounds, horrible voices, screams, haunted things. It's a bad experience. And you know, at the end of the day, you have to remember this is fake. This is not real. This is a dream. But it's just very creepy. I'm just quickly gonna tell you now how I get out of it now. As soon as I can feel it coming on, which I know the feeling because it's like my ears start to ring, my body starts tingling. I know that I'm going into it, and I can't get out of my sleep because I'm so tired, but I need to force myself. So what I do is I clench my whole body and I move my arms around, and I just sort of like just try and get out of it, like by moving my whole body as much as I can while I still can before I get like too deep into it. I move my body and then I eventually come out of it. And the hardest part of this is that once you come out of it, all you want to do is go back to sleep because your eyes feel so heavy. Your eyelids are just like closing, and you don't want to be awake. You just want to go to sleep, but you have to force yourself to stay awake because if you don't, you're just gonna fall back into it. Or this is my experience anyway. It might be different for everyone else. And the only way that I can get out of it is if I force myself to get up. First, I like check my surroundings and check that this is real life. I usually go on my phone, check the time, see if like it's a real time, and you know, check messages, just check that I'm like, this is the real world. And then I just like chill on my phone for a while. I used to do it for 10 minutes before I would go back to bed, but now I figured I can do it in about 2-3 maybe. Or another good thing to do is go to the toilet and just put a light on, put anything on that will just like force you to be awake. And then wait a few minutes, and then you can safely go back to sleep and you will not get it. I've tested this theory many times. I've always been really scared to go back to sleep, but I've tested it and it works. And if you wait a few minutes, your brain somehow like, I don't know, I guess it wakes up and it's disorientated, but then it like regains consciousness and it's like, okay, this is the real world. Okay, put all that away, and then you're just like normal again. And then I just go back to sleep and I'm fine, and I don't get it again for like ages. Let me know if you've ever had sleep paralysis. It's horrible. I know a lot of people have had it. It is horribly scary. The first time, especially when you get it, it's just, you're like, what on earth? And the stuff you hear, the stuff you see, it's just, ooh. Anyway, that is all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little experience story time thing. Let me know down in the comments if you have had any experiences with sleep paralysis, and you know what kind of stuff you've seen or heard, and it's just, oh, it's so creepy. And also let me know if you have any tips or whatever of how you can get out of it, maybe for someone else who's experiencing it and they just don't know what to do about it and are terrified. Please share them down below because I would love to read them. And you know, this is really nice to be able to talk to someone about this because obviously yeah. Hello, Kat? Have you had sleep paralysis? Okay, cool, me too. Also, subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already. I would love to have you here with me. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you are feeling relatable. Hopefully you're not, because I really don't wish this on anyone. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!